Hey, what's up? It's your girl Nique, and you're tuned in to Nique at Night. And tonight I'm going to give you guys another R. Kelly update. It looks like his attorney has finally been able to review some of the evidence in regards to the case. As you guys know, this R. Kelly stuff has been going on since the docuseries, and there was a lot of pressure, according to R. Kelly's attorney, put on the prosecutors to kind of bring forth these charges. But according to R. Kelly's attorney, he feels like the charges are frivolous. They are, they have no merit, and they are cases that were previously rejected before that are now being brought up again. He was able to review some of these things. So I'm going to show you guys what he has to say in this press conference that he did, and bring everybody up to speed in case you missed it due to all of this other breaking news. So let me pull that up on the screen. Okay, so this is him, and this is him talking. Let me press play for you.
Any questions?
What just happened?
Well, so we filed a motion asking to preserve all communications with any witness, police, prosecutor, attorneys, and so forth. And then we learned something that I knew that Michael Avenatti was involved with some of the people in this case, but I think what the state said is he represents witnesses in each of the cases, which is just crazy to me.
I thought you said that you said you represent witnesses.
Okay, so basically what happened is, so y'all know what happened with the whole Jussie Smollett situation where the charges were dropped and then they just deleted the file and then nobody had no record of it. So I guess his attorney filed a motion, and this is no relation to the Jussie Smollett case, but I just wanted to bring that refresher to you guys. But it looks like his attorney filed a motion to preserve any and all information with any of the witnesses and any of the contact. So that is what he's saying, and I'm going to press play to continue.
No, we didn't say that. No, she said.
She said you said.
No, she said that he represents people in each of the cases. That's what she said. We don't know. We know in two of the cases he represents people. We know that he was representing people before the grand jury. We know that he's not a licensed lawyer in Illinois, so that's the unauthorized practice of law. We know what he says about what he does. We know how he operates. And we know that what happened in this case was a result of his pressure and nothing else.
How do you know that?
Because I've seen the evidence so far. And they just don't do this. They don't bring back cases that were rejected 15 years ago. They don't.
So again, that's him saying, like, not only was there pressure put on the prosecutors from the docuseries, but he's saying in particular that the pressure was put on them by Michael Avenatti. And as y'all know, Michael Avenatti is apparently, according to, the charges that was brought forth on him in a separate case after all of this unfolded, it looks like his hands are not clean, and he is willing to do any and everything to get what he wants to happen done. And he doesn't look like a clean lawyer. So this attorney right here is saying, that the prosecutors had pressure put on them by him. And y'all seen how he allegedly tried to extort Nique. So I don't know. I'm going to let him continue to talk.
Indict cases without talking to witnesses and doing a thorough investigation. And that's what happened in this case. A rush to judgment, a rush to prosecute because of pressure, all polluted by Michael Avenatti.
Why wait until Avenatti is under scrutiny for an extortion case and Kim Fox is now under fire? Why wait? If you felt like they were conspiring together, why would you wait all this time?
I said the first.
Okay, so if you guys didn't hear her, which, I mean, his attorney has been speaking out and saying that, Michael Avenatti was a showboat and things like that. But what this lady said is basically, why wait until Kim Fox is under fire, and why wait till Michael Avenatti is under fire to speak out about them being like, not being like shady attorneys or whatever. But it's like, I could have sworn he's always said that, but I'm going to let him answer.
Night when I was at the police station, that this was wrong, that they had rushed to judgment, that they had succumbed to pressure. That's what I said the first night before we'd been to court and we'd seen anything. Then we started to get the evidence. We got a little bit of the evidence, and we can see that there's all sorts of problems. We didn't wait. We didn't rush. Maybe if he didn't have these problems right away, we would have waited longer till we had more of the evidence. Maybe not. But we know that he's got these problems. When you get in bed with fleas, this is what happens.
So, Steve, are you saying that Kim Fox...
If I'm at home and I'm listening to you talk about this, and obviously everybody's kind of focused on R. Kelly, tell me what you think is wrong about this case and how his charges were pulled.
Okay, so what that person asked him was, and that's his, I think his publicist or his crisis management team or whatever that they zoomed in on. But what the person asked him was, what does he feel like is wrong about this case? Like, you know, you keep saying that you feel like there's holes in this case and there's things that are wrong with this case. Well, what do you think is the things that is wrong with this case?
What's wrong with this case is that there is no case. There's no new tape. Avenatti's full of it when he said there was a new tape. There are old cases that were rejected, and understand we're limited what we can say about the evidence by our rules here in Illinois, rules that he didn't feel constrained by because he's not a lawyer here in Illinois. But I've never heard of, in 33 years of doing this, I've never seen a case where it's rejected after a full investigation and then 15 plus years later without any reinvestigation, just because the sort of public perception has turned that it's charged. There is a case involving a young lady who wrote a book where she said, I lied to R. Kelly about how old I was. I came to his trial every day. You had to be 18 to get into that trial.
Okay, so right there, he's talking about Geronda. As you guys know, she stalked him pretty much. Like, that's like the better term for what she did. She stalked him. She staked out the trial. She was there. She said that she ditched school. And it later came out and that she had been going to the trial with her mother. You know, and when she talked about this in the docuseries, she said that she ditched school and her mom didn't know about it. But then there were these pictures, and I don't have them queued up right now, but there was these pictures that later surfaced of her and what appears to be her mother and what people have said to be her mother, and what this attorney, Steve Greenberg, is confirming that she went to the trial with her very own mother, and that's how she was able to have access into the trial and things like that. So that's what he's speaking about, saying that, you know, she lied about her age, which she admitted to lying about her age on the docuseries, and she said that she lied about her age. I mean, him being an entertainer, he should have been checking identification, but I mean, back in the days, people didn't really, like, before there was all of this, you know, these girls, like, you know, with this whole Me Too movement, like, people, like celebrities, just started to make people like not have their cell phones around, checking identification. They didn't really do that back in the days. And that's not to excuse him, because he should have, you know what I'm saying? But that's not really what they did back at that time. But I'm going to let him finish talking. That still does not give him an excuse. For those of y'all, that don't give him an excuse to mess with nobody underage. I'm just saying, I can see how she lied about her age and how that could be a problem because she's an admitted liar.
She went with her mother. That, if you see somebody with their mother and they're telling you they're 19 years old, mom doesn't say that's wrong. And there's problems with all of the cases. All the cases, they shouldn't have been brought. There's all this pressure. There was a so-called documentary, which was really just a hatchet job that was done. And then they indicted these cases. And the problem is there was this call from the prosecutor. People call, let us know what happened. And so far, from what I can tell, the only people who called all of a sudden ended up with Michael Avenatti is their lawyer.
Okay, and so as you guys know, like, again, he mentioned the tape, and he said that it's not a new tape. He said that Michael Avenatti lied about the tape being a new tape and that it was the same tape from before. Well, a YouTuber on here by the name of, and I'll go back to this press conference, but I want to kind of go and switch gears a little bit. A YouTuber by the name of Tanya TKO, she interviewed Joycelyn Savage's lawyer. And although he is not Michael Avenatti and he is not the direct person who said that he had these tapes and things like that. Joycelyn Savage's family attorney, he kind of describes why this is a different tape. So I'm going to let him talk. And again, I think this was like a week ago or like a week or two ago that she did this interview with him. So maybe, it's new information, or maybe he didn't have the correct information. I don't really know, but I'm going to still share it with you guys to show you guys how he describes the tape to be a different tape according to what he knows. But I'm going to just share it with y'all right here. So let me bring that up. And let me bring it up on the screen.
No, but that is a good question. I guess for the purposes of the case, it's not.
Okay, and so before that, I guess she asked like if it was like she was gonna ask him a question about the case about Michael Avenatti, and he assumed that she was gonna ask about child porn, like a lawyer having child porn. That was kind of the question that was had before this one. And then she was saying that's a good question, but that wasn't the question that she's going to ask. And now she's about to ask the correct question about the tape and the whole like double jeopardy thing. And again, this is Tanya TKO. And if you guys want to see the full interview, definitely go to her channel. This is an exclusive that she had with Joycelyn Savage's attorney.
But my question, though, is Michael Avenatti did a press conference where he stated that the new tape that he has is not of the original young lady who was alleged to be 14, the one that came out. And then I heard in the Gayle King interview that two of the tapes were of her. So please clarify that for us.
Here's the thing, and this is the mistake that Mr. Kelly is making and his lawyer is making. They keep on saying that they've litigated the tape with RL. That's the girl's name.
Sparkle's name.
But the problem is it's not the same tape. So again, I haven't seen the tape, but what I have seen is pictures, and it's a different scene, a different day, a different sex act, and this individual identifies how old she is in the tape. So for them to keep saying it's double jeopardy, yeah, double jeopardy applied to the child pornography for that day and that tape. This is not that same tape. It's a different tape.
Oh, so you're saying that even if it is the same, yeah.
Okay, and so what he further goes on to say is pretty much like, okay, say that it's like two people on a tape and they have sex on Monday, right? And then they create a tape on Monday. And I'm going to just break down kind of what he basically was saying as far as how this is not the same thing and how the same thing doesn't apply. So he's saying like if you make a sex tape, and these are not his words, I'm just summarizing what he said. If you guys want to see the full interview again, go to Tanya TKO's channel. But this is what I gathered from what he said. Basically, he said, if you and a person make a tape, say you make a tape and you create a sex act on Monday, right? And you guys create a tape on Monday. And then the judge gets the tape and the footage from Monday and you're prosecuted and you're acquitted for that tape. But then later there's a tape that you did on Tuesday. And it's a different day. It's a different time. It's a different tape. So he's saying that because even though it could be the same person, which is the same person from the other tape, he's saying that it's a different day and time and scene setting. And so therefore he could be tried on that, and that double jeopardy wouldn't apply because it wouldn't be the same tape that was the first tape. That is what he's saying. But again, I just showed you guys R. Kelly's attorney. He's saying that he now has reviewed the tape or some of the footage, and he's saying that it's the exact same tape. So I just wanted to show those different things. You guys can make your mind up as you will on what you feel like it is. If you feel like it's the same tape, different day, I really don't know. What I do know is Michael Avenatti has been shady from the beginning. A lot of people have come down on me because I've always stood firm in saying if what he alleges is on the tape is actually on the tape. You get what I'm saying? Because I always felt like I felt like it was the same tape, and I felt like he kind of was exaggerating some of his information just by the way that he was tweeting some of the things, and I kind of felt like it wasn't a strong case without R. Kelly's attorney telling me that it wasn't a strong case. I myself personally, I felt like that. That doesn't mean that he's not having these interactions with underage women. That does not mean he's innocent. That does not mean any of that. It just means that from how they presented it, it didn't seem like their case was that strong. How they were doing the press conference, trying to get people to come forward and like, oh, we got this tape, but if you got a tape, like this is the proper way to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like it just didn't seem strong to me, and that was how that has been my sentiment from the beginning. But again, that doesn't mean that he's innocent. That doesn't mean that he's gonna walk free. That doesn't mean that, because anything could happen from now in the trial. There could be new developing information. It could be a number of things we don't know. And his attorney is saying he's seen some of the evidence, so that means that there is still some evidence that he has not seen, and that could be damaging evidence. But the main thing that he's pretty much saying is the cases that they do have for this indictment are cases that were brought up years ago that were rejected. And now because of the docuseries, they're trying to bring these charges back up even though they were rejected before, trying to build this case. But I'm going to play a little bit more of what he has to say, and then I'm going to wrap up this video.
So, Steve, are you saying that Michael Avenatti pressured Kim Fox for bringing these cases?
Absolutely.
When you say
Are
there's
you
no
saying
new
that Kim
tape,
Fox?
can you talk about the motion today and why you want them to preserve all of these emails and texts and social media?
Sure, we've already seen that State's Attorney Fox has conversations with people about pending cases, pending
Jesse Smollett
investigations.
case.
I want to know what conversations she had with Avenatti about this case, about these facts, and what occurred. I think.
Okay, so that was a direct shot at Kim Fox and the whole Jussie Smollett case, because as you guys know, they were working on the sidelines to try to get that case with Jussie Smollett dropped. So he's trying to say, like, you know what I'm saying, if they're going to be pulling those type of strings on the sidelines, then what kind of strings were they trying to pull on the sidelines as far as R. Kelly? And he wants to have all of that information preserved because, again, with the Jussie Smollett case, he ain't naming the Jussie Smollett case, but we know, you know, and I know that's what he referencing. With the Jussie Smollett case, the file was wiped clean, deleted, so that people could not get some of these things.
I think it's totally appropriate.
Fed him clients?
I'm alleging that it looks like she may have, yes.
Wait, let me bring that back. I didn't hear what he
When you say
said.
there's no new tape, are you
I'm alleging that it looked about this case, about these facts, and what occurred. I think it's totally appropriate.
Fed him clients?
I'm alleging that it looked.
Okay, so he said, are you alleging that Kim Fox fed him clients?
Looks like she may have, yes.
When you say there's no new tape, are you saying that the tape at the center of one of those indictments is the same one at the center of the child pornography trial?
I believe that is the exact same tape, yes.
Same tape. What leads you to believe that?
What I know,
Have you seen the tape yet? I thought they weren't going to see it.
Yeah.
what I know, look, think of me like a good reporter like you, Megan. I have my sources. You have your sources. I'm basing it on what my sources are telling me.
Can you comment?
Okay, so again, that's him saying that it's the same tape. There's no new information. These are old rejected cases that the state had brought forth before, and that he feels like there is no case. He feels like Michael Avenatti's hands are dirty in this. He feels like Kim Fox's hands are dirty in this. And as we know, Michael Avenatti just was arrested on trying to extort Nique. And Kim Fox is also under fire, and she's under investigation by the FBI. And we've seen what happened with the whole Jussie Smollett case. I'm not saying that this means R. Kelly is innocent and that he's going to get off, but he makes some interesting points in regards to them and what they're willing to do and what this could actually be. But you guys let me know what you think about it. What do you think about his saying that it's the same tape? His sources say it's the same tape. What do you think about Joycelyn Savage's family? Because their family has an attorney. And him describing how it could be the same person, a different day, new tape, meaning it could be new charges and could be, you know, new things filed. What do you guys think about that? I want to know what you guys think in the comments. In the climate of all of this Chicago PD stuff, do you think that he is going to have this trial? Do you think that it will be dismissed? What do you guys think? Because it looks like there has been a lot of mishandling with this trial. In this case, the trial hasn't started, I don't think, but there has been a lot of mishandling with this case, just like there was mishandling with the whole Jussie Smollett case. And so what do you guys think that means? I don't know. I don't necessarily think that it means that, like, again, I don't think that that necessarily means that he will walk. I think that they probably would move jurisdictions. You get what I'm saying? Like, if they really want him and they really want to try him and not really just dismiss it, I can see them moving it districts out of, you know, that whatever district Kim Foxx works in or whatever. But we'll see what happens. You guys let me know what you think in the comments. If you're not subscribed to my channel, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button right now. Don't wait, do it right now. And hit that like button and share my videos. Share my videos helps me out a lot. All right, guys. Hey.